And gone.
Go,
Timmy, welcome to episode 81 of our Ripping the Rack podcast. We are the longest running weekly episodic podcast regarding Candlepin Bowling on the interwebs today. Folks, today. Yes. We have 4 guys, 3 sets of balls, 2 pairs of shoes, and a partridge in a pear tree. I don't know.
When did you lose your balls?
Dude, I'm 50. I lost those years ago.
That doesn't matter. You may not have them anymore.
No. The wife doesn't allow me to have them very often.
Oh.
Only when she goes into Kohl's alone. Because that's not often, because you poop in Kohl's all the time.
Oh, pooping in Kohl's is the best. I don't care what you say. It is. They have the best bathrooms to poop in. And I swear to God, I am going to create an app. Brian and I have talked about this. We're going to create an app. And it's going to be for guys, and it's places to poop. And we're going to rank them.
They have an app on there now where you can have, there's a map of the United States. And every time you go, you place a pin. And it tracks your GPS, and you can see wherever you pooped in the United States.
Except for, we're going to rank those.
We're gonna do power pooping rankings.
Power pooping rankings.
Can we do power pooping rankings? Is that a thing?
So speaking of rankings, we are not doing rankings this week. So Josh, you'll hear your name maybe next week. Maybe Josh will hear it.
Maybe
it's shitter instead of Twitter. It's for Twitter.
So the shitter.
All right, good to know.
That was pretty good. That was good.
So I should probably introduce some folks. Your host of the show, Brian. Why don't you take it over?
Oh, okay. Well, hey, welcome to the show. So on my left, I don't know where they are, but we have the King of the North, Mr. Calvin Long. How are you,
Calvin? Still wearing the shitter shirt.
No, man.
Well,
second in the league. How can you complain?
He has no fashion sense. But hey, up top, we have another old guy that has no fashion sense. One, Tim Matero. How you doing, Tim?
Patriots.
Yeah, no fashion sense at all.
Patriots, go Pats.
And then down on the bottom, a man that has impeccable fashion sense, as we see, he, to be the man.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
That's
perfect.
So
cool.
Yes. Yes.
You are staying that way the entire show.
Marky, do not move. No.
Wait, where are you?
Yeah, don't move. Oh, it's gone.
Just hold back. Wait. I gotta go down here. Wait.
Why did you move?
Your lips are gonna get so tired being Ric Flair.
I don't give a shit. There it is.
I guess Ric Flair guest on the show this evening. Or the hologram of Ric Flair.
Yeah. Wow, I like that.
So, Brian, what's on the agenda today?
Well, on the agenda today, Tim, we're going to talk about some tournaments. We're going to talk about some people that have set some personal highs that have reported. Calvin's got the report from the north with the goings on up in Canada. So I think we should get started with Timmy. You got some results from the Candlepins for Cancer TV roll-off?
Do you want to do that, or do we want to shout out to some highs?
Whichever you feel like, Tim. You take it from here, sir.
Oh my God! It sounds like you were on Star Wars there for a second.
That was so cool. I thought that was just me.
No,
that was me too. I heard that. Ric Flair heard
cool.
that.
That was really
cool. You were like Boba Fett there for a second.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it anymore.
So
Batman?
couple of shout outs here. So actually just happened tonight. It's top of mind. Jason Gauthier Jr. just bowled his new high triple. He went 4-4-4.
Wow.
Great bowling, JB.
Nice job, JB.
Huge night.
He came up big for us in the Nationals, Marky.
He came up. He
showed
checked
up
in
on
so
Thursday and
huge
Friday.
on Thursday. My God.
Went 400 against Maria's in the playoff match. Threw a couple big triples to help us.
So could you imagine if he didn't bowl, you guys would have lost by 120th, 130?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's him. Each
right, Marky?
That's all I heard right there was Tim needing to be told to eat shit. Anyway, who else is killing it in the world of Candlepin?
Could you imagine, Timmy, if you got to keep any of the money you won from that tournament because you had to pay everybody's chiropractor bills for carrying your old ass all the way to the end?
Really? Dude, I beat everyone by 50 in the finals. I carried everyone's ass in the finals. That's
You're
okay.
Still giving your money to the chiropractor one way or the other.
Yeah, no shit. Josh carried us in the semis. Going absolute ape shit in the semis. It was a good team win. Everyone checked in when they had to, and like I said, JB
shit because I know, to.
And I'm okay with that. So congratulations, obviously, JB. Huge night. Scott Douglas this weekend hit his first 400, and then he set his first 600 too, I believe, and which was huge. I think he went 664. He didn't just break the 600 barrier; he crushed it.
Yeah,
and he went 400 on the dot. So Scott Douglas, congratulations on that. And then
that's not bad to go 400 on the dot and 664. That's a couple big ones behind it.
He did. Yeah, I was there during the shift that he was bowling it in Portsmouth. The kid just wasn't missing. And even if he did miss, he still dropped 9 with Home Depot in front of it. Like it was just his day. Just his day.
Yeah, he went 120, 125, 139 the last two.
Mm-hmm.
So and then Sonia Johnson had a day for her first 400. She went 403, and then she ended up 649. I believe that is her high five as well. I may be wrong. She didn't tell me a yes or no on that when I asked her. So
it was Scotty Douglas that actually bounced her out. She was in the top 5. That was for the Candlepins for Cancer roll-off up in Portsmouth that was held over the weekend. Yep. And she was in 5th position to make the show. And she got bounced out by Scotty himself. So, Scotty, nice bowling, but how dare you bounce her out? Who are you?
That's all right. Myrick bounced Scotty out. So
he did.
Out of the top 5.
He did.
But hey, Sonia, good bowling.
No, Myrick bowled awesome too all day yesterday. He killed.
So let's jump into the results. Huge numbers at Portsmouth. Really good bowling, solid bowling. I don't know how many people they had, but I know they had 21 people go over 600.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
that's great bowling.
Which is a notoriously, or has been a notoriously difficult house. Not tough. I'm not saying it's a hard house. Just difficult. For whatever reason.
It's a little quirky right now because they did put in new pins less than a year or two ago. So they're just getting beat in. They got those synthetic decks that bounce a little bit differently than the steel ones. But the scores were definitely in there. It's just a little quirky. I give that place about 5 years. It'll be one of the fastest bowling alleys around. You watch.
Yeah.
I think we only had like 5 people break 600 for 6 strings in Woodstock on Sunday. So it was...
I lied. There's 4 people that set personal records. Jason Simoneau, who actually won the tournament, hit his first 700. He went 711. So he started out with a
big gulp.
Yeah, he started out with an absolute monster 180 string. Followed that up with 31, 33, 40, and 27. So extremely solid, even without that 80. If he goes, 140, he's still 670.
Yeah.
So
the 180 game, do you have obviously a double? You have a triple in there?
I don't know.
I did not see him. I was there during the roll-up.
I think they had.
There wasn't noise
a triple
like
pot. They had a triple pot.
Yeah, no one won it.
Went back to.
Man, 180 with no triple. That's.
Yeah. Sonia had a chance at it. I think she went double 9. I think someone said in one of her strings, I think.
Her and Maddie. Or no, there was 3 people, I think. Because Maddie did it too. Yeah.
So your number 1 bowler, your number 1 seed in the next roll-off will be Jason Simoneau with his 711. Josh Daly making a run. He went 691. Dave Barber is your number 3 seed at 681. 4 seed Stevie Reno Jr. 673. But I will shout out that 673. He did have 1 string under 100. He threw a 99 string and still went 673.
Good God.
Pretty good bowling.
So he was 61, 52, 99, 32, 29. So
the scores are definitely in there, man. In those pins right now, the decks are set up nice, hit the pocket a lot. The scores are in there.
And rounding out your last qualifying spot will be Richie Myrick. Came through, finishes 141, 134, 147 to bowl 670. So you will have Myrick bowl Reno Jr. Winner of that will bowl Dave Barber. Winner of that will bowl Daly, and then the winner of that will face your number one seed Jason Simoneau. They did pay off.
Were they 3-string matches for the roll-off?
They are 3. Yep, they are 3.
Matches?
Yeah, in
Old
the
Channel 5 format.
Yeah, and they will have that is coming out. Obviously, the they I think it was Brendan, no doubt.
Yep.
Okay.
Is doing the editing right now. Obviously, it's their first one, so he's doing everything from scratch. Creating the the opening montage and everything else.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
just taking a little bit of time. They have lives too, so. It'll be cool once it comes out.
I'll tell you from experience, and Marky will back me up. Video editing's not as easy as clicking buttons.
No, it is not.
No. You don't just say, "Hey, I want it to look like that," and hit some buttons, and it does. No.
Yeah.
Right.
You have rounded. So they ended up paying top 20. They had a lot more entries, so they paid basically 6 through 20 got paid. So your number 6 was Scott Douglas, Chris McDonough, number 7, Sonia Johnson, the high female on the day, number 8, just
Great
misses
ball.
out on qualifying. Sean Baker, number 9, tied with, and I'm going to butcher this last name, and I apologize, Fred Runala.
Runala, yes.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
Nice. Number 11 was Fernando Gatarna. Harry Potter was number 12. Nate Lee's number 13, Mike Nardone number 14, Freshie 15th, Tim Douglas 16th, Logan Gingras,
I think.
Gingras.
Yep.
Number 17, Justin Scally, number 18, Steve Poulin, a name we're familiar with, Mike Poulin's son, I believe.
Yes, he is. Yep. Great.
Number 19,
Love
and then
Steve.
rounding out the last paid spot was the sponsor himself, Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at 20th. Noticeably absent would be the man who is on my bottom right. Marky, what happened, buddy?
37 out of 50 red circles.
So lots of splits.
Yeah.
With about 15 eagles. I made one. I made an eagle. And then I filled it with the 1-5.
Should have made more.
I guess I should.
True story.
Better.
I was on the headwind a lot. It was not my day.
Okay.
Not at all.
As much as it was Scott Douglas's day, it was not your day.
It was polar, like exact opposite end of the spectrum. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Well, let's congratulations, everyone. Can't wait to see the first iteration of this come out. And then, of course, this will be, I don't know when the taping date is. They have not announced that yet, I don't think.
I don't think
Unless I missed it.
yet, quite yet. No.
I don't know.
Let's jump over to the 10-stringer at Spare Time in Whitensville, whatever it is. A place where I almost threw my bowling balls down 495 after I left there. I've been a long time since I've been that frustrated. I did not bowl this weekend, by the way, just so you know, I didn't bowl there. Congratulations, Brian Carroll. Again, huge finish comes up. Last 3 grams.
Really?
That Tim apparently has done.
Man. 152, 135, 135 to finish with a 1254. Edging out Corey Packard, who 1245. Coming in third, Carrot at 1225. Looks like he had a struggle there in the game 8th and 10th. He struggled a little bit. Dean Sullivan 4th, and then Freshie rounding out your top 5 at 1198.
Freshie with a top 5.
Josh Daly 6, and then Maddie Kelly was your highest female at 7th. So, good bowling. Congratulations to Brian.
Yeah.
That's again.
So.
It's a tough house. That's an earned score right there in that house. So yeah, pretty cool.
One of the few places I've actually never thrown a ball at. It's really weird. Never bowled there.
Quirky.
No, God.
I love the word.
Yeah,
everything's quirky.
I've only bowled there that one time. It was for the Pro Series. I left a lot of splits. I don't know if it was, obviously there's a combination. Anytime you leave in splits, there's obviously a reason for it, a combination of things, you know, the way you're throwing the ball, not enough spin on the ball, too hard, too soft, whatever it is. And I could probably go into 842 different reasons why I left a lot of splits, but I'm going to blame it on the house. So.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Because
it's always the house's fault.
You know, the
obviously it can't be my fault.
Those damn alley owners rig
Come
the
on.
houses.
Yeah, they rig all the houses.
Yeah.
Trust me, especially the one that I bowled in this past weekend. It is definitely the house's fault.
Oh boy.
Speaking of that, let's segue into
in March.
Let's go to our northern correspondent, the king of the north, Calvin Law.
You guys better be excited for March, because I think high average is going to be about 114, maybe at best. It's gonna be fun.
Love it.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Pins were rough. They were rough. We had our doubles tournament in Woodstock. BJ's tournament ran really well. Ups to BJ. That was an awesome. Luckily, no breakdowns. I'm sure he had to mess with it today because, nothing's ever easy in the operator's world, I guess, if you want to use it that way. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Nothing's easy. So I'm sure he had a few things he had to clean up, but other than that, the day ran smooth. No breakdowns. He was always right on any slowdowns, balls not coming back, everything like that. He was right on top of it. It was great. Ran well. The winners were Lynn Ward and Kevin Gratton. Congrats to them.
Love those two.
Man, Lynn's back must hurt from lugging Kevin.
Oh, absolutely. I was watching. Oh, yeah.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, Lynn was definitely carrying the dead weight.
Kevin, you'll notice that the man that said that was Brian Athern.
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin, that's me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Kevin has beaten me on a fair many occasions in the Can-Am, so I can give him a little bit of a ribbon.
Then we had our second place was a couple of local bowlers, I believe, Shane and Terry. Then we had Laura and Grant, Megan and Jarrett Wood, the not on timers. They don't like to show up to a tournament on time. No, that was an honest mistake. They thought they read the wrong time, so they showed up an hour late. So it was great. Then we had finishing fifth in a tie. BJ had all the money all divided out, so everybody had to have a $5 roll off if there was a tie. So in the tie winners, we had Camilla and our high average for the day, Brad Stewart. You guys probably know Brad from Can-Am's, lefty bowls. Yep. Yeah, good smooth little ball. Anyway, it was working. I think he averaged like 122. The man was on fire. Everything he hit, it turned to gold. So they finished fifth in a tie with Ann and Alicia Dickinson. And then one pin behind them, there was another tie for Ferdinand and Danny against John and Andy. And Ferdinand and Danny came out on top there. Tim, Mercer, and Brandon finished that. And then Sarah and Jordan, Deidre and Doug. And to round off the top 12, Calvin Locke and Jill Woods. So, yeah.
Nice. So you guys had a solid last place finish.
Partner and I. No. You
said rounding up the top 12.
Yeah, that's the money spot.
Money spot. I'm sorry. I know they've only got. Know they have 12 lanes. I thought you were okay.
No, 24 teams. It was only a doubles tournament, bud.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Doubles tournament down here, we don't put 4 people to a lane.
No,
that's just
you just have
ridiculous.
two.
There's very few places.
No, we put 2 people to a lane and we get done in 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, that's not fun at all. That sounds like a whole bunch of sweating. It's already
Sometimes
hot
that
enough
can
for
lead to
bowling
fun.
alley.
You never know. I mean, if it's a
Yeah.
mixed doubles tournament, you never know.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a well-run tournament. It was good. Good turnout. Everybody showed up. It was great. Lots of
Excellent.
fun. And then we had our Nova Scotia tournament. Give me a second to switch my screens. The Connell Patterson Memorial. We had, I believe they paid out top 4. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember. But we have our standings were the Wisecracks, which would be Ryan Hogan's team. They finished
Hoagie.
8. Yeah, Hoagie.
Hoagie.
So there's a little controversy we can talk about. It leads into one of the questions that I was asked. And it's kind of a straightforward answer, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
They finished 18-4 or 18-4. The Scrapyard Dogs, Jess Bain's team, finished second, at 16. The Shore Shots, which I believe is Sean Dion, they finished third at 14-8. There was a 4-team tie for third place. Yeah. And I believe they just did it based off pinfall. I don't think they had a roll off or anything. But again, they could have paid all 6 spots. I'm not sure how many. But every team now finished 14-8. Shore Shots, Divas and Deadwoods, Avon Valley Lanes, and Edward Mahar. They all finished at 14-8. So that was that. And their averages, since they sent me those, Mike Brown, downtown Mikey Brown. Yeah.
Oh,
For
baby.
the second straight tournament, Mike Brown is high average at 124.
Where was this tournament held? Up there.
That was held in Windsor.
Okay, yep.
Even up in Duguay's house.
The Twins.
The Twins.
Avon,
house.
Avon, is that Avon Valley?
Avon Valley, yeah.
Yep.
And high average for the women was Steph Miller at 114.
Good for Steph.
Yeah, good bowling for them. And that was kind of the weekend.
It's cool though.
So
Big high test tournaments. That's good.
Yeah, good tournaments. I'm happy we got tournaments going. We're moving. We have one upcoming this weekend. Miranda Wallace is putting in a tournament. She has a doubles tournament. I think it's Saturday. Contact her. Contact Kingswood if you want to sign up a team. I think it's 7 strings. I think 80% handicap. So
cool.
Sign up with her. Yeah.
I don't know what we have. I don't think we have any major tournaments this month.
Pro League in Exeter.
Yeah, tournaments.
Oh.
I can't think of anything. I know, Marky, you got your King of the River.
I was just going to jump into that. Yep, we still do the King of the River every Sunday morning down here, 9:30 a.m. at Riverwalk, 100% handicap on your average, up to a 140 average. Right now, Mike Pelchat, good buddy of mine, is the king. He's gone 4 weeks in a row. If he wins this Sunday, he auto-qualifies for the King of Kings tournament in June. It's a free tournament for all the top 16 point getters. It's kind of similar to the Pro Series. Every week that you come, and based on how you bowl, you accrue tournament points. And we take the top 16 to an end-of-year tournament that you don't pay for. You make money regardless. If you win or lose that day, you're walking in, you're getting an envelope with at least $50 in it, which is pretty good because you earned it. So he's 1 win away from guaranteeing himself a spot there. I just put on Facebook the other night, and it's already almost full because the Candlepin community kicks ass. The best 5 out of 7 on New Year's Day that I've been running here for the last few years. It's a great time. If you don't know, best 5 out of 7 is pretty self-explanatory. You throw 7 games, you get rid of your 2 worst, and your 5 highest are your tournament score. There's also some side pools on the side, $10, $1 a game over the entire tournament, not per shift, over the entire tournament, $1 a game, and then $3 The remaining 3 goes into the high 7 overall of the whole tournament. So that's going to reward the people that had 7 good games. And we've had people win both. Just come in and kill it, and you could walk out of here with a hell of a lot of money. We're cashing 1 out of 5, and we're up to 40 out of a possible 48 entrants right now, which is amazingly pissa. So we're cashing top 8. I do still have 8 spots open at 11 a.m. I know it's New Year's Day on 11 a.m. and the hangovers will be strong, but if you're not a drinker or a partier, 11 a.m., come on in, $75, and come take some money. Come win.
Nice.
That's all I got.
2 things is, one, I just heard thunder. Been a long time since I heard thunder in December.
Oh, I'm in Amesbury. It's pouring balls down here right now outside.
Dude, it's 50. It was 57 degrees in Rockland today.
Yeah.
It says 55
in December
right now in Amesbury. It still says 55 right here.
At 10:30.
And the Patriots still have only thrown 1 pass all game. They are now in the 4th quarter.
What's the score?
They're up now 14-10. He just kicked a field goal that moved about 20 feet from. I mean,
freaking wind is howling in Buffalo tonight.
I posted a video.
I saw that
game. 35-yard kick. The guy didn't even make it there.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the wind in the face. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That wind is incredible out there right now tonight.
So, I will say, you mentioned how quickly yours is filled up. Cronopani posted yesterday a best 5 of 7.
Of course he did.
Doubles.
Of course he did.
In March. That he screwed up. It's actually now April 10th filled up, or he's got just a couple of spots left. I think he's hit the waiting list or something like that. That filled up in 1 day. I mean, people want to bowl. They want to get to tournaments. They want to bowl.
It's a bowling renaissance.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it.
I hope for that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So let's spend the next 20, 30 minutes before the end of the show here, and let's next week, special guest.
Yes.
Amanda Carroll will be joining us next week. Folks, get your questions to us for her. I will post on Facebook. I will do all that sort of stuff to make sure we have plenty of questions for arguably one of the best women bowlers in the game. So
I got to bowl 5 games with her yesterday in Portsmouth. We were on the same lane. She was awesome.
She's fun to bowl with.
She is.
Oh yeah.
She's wicked fun to bowl with.
Yeah. Yeah. She's highly intense.
The game. I was just gonna say the game face on that woman will scare anybody, man. When she's in her zone and she turns and stares at you, don't get in her way. Do not get in her way.
She was a 3-sport star in college. She played soccer.
Yeah.
She played basketball, and she's a hell of a softball player. And coaches softball now too. But she's ultra competitive. One of my favorite people to bowl with. Hate bowling against her because she's
intense.
She's good.
It's no joke. Like she's intense. She'll whoop your ass when you ain't looking.
Yeah. Hey, or when you are looking.
Or when you're looking too, right. That's the scary part.
Absolutely.
You see it coming.
So let's do some lock letters.
Lock letters. We haven't done that in a while.
I know. And I've got 2 that we'll do real quick, and then we're gonna jump right into Calvin's got like 432 questions.
Matero mail.
Yeah. Jesus. The first one is I think is going to be pretty quick. Kind of like Brian's sex life.
Oh shit! I
know. Well,
whatever.
Brian
I made a cute
butt
kid.
Plugs.
You did make a cute kid. Yes, you did. You did it right that time.
You did. We don't know who the father is, but he's cute.
Have you looked at him?
Yeah, he looks like Kelly.
No, he don't.
No,
I can't even go with you on that one.
Hopefully, he has Kelly's brains.
I hope to God he does.
That's what we're hoping. First question comes from an anonymous source who lives down in the New Hampshire, Massachusetts area. He would like to know, each of you, who would be your top 2 guys to walk into a Pro Series doubles event right now and win? Right now, not of all time. If you
like, are we talking like kind of regular teams, like McGinty and Daly bowl together,
No.
or are we talking just two bowlers that we would put together?
And that would be
bowl.
your choice. Yeah, that would be your choice right now to walk. That's what I'm assuming. It's anyone. So, Brian, I'm going to start with you.
So we could pick any two people, right?
To walk into a Pro Series event, doubles event, and win.
It's hard not to pick Winchell and Fuller right now. It's really hard not to pick Winchell and Fuller.
Okay. Calvin?
Oh, I hate myself, but I can't be biased. Me and Corey.
Fair enough.
I mean, he's also not wrong about that one either.
Yeah, no,
straight up, dude. That's not a biased thing at all.
Have you guys bowled doubles together before in a tournament?
No.
Well, there isn't much doubles up there, is there?
There's no, like that was the first doubles.
Open doubles.
But you guys have been bowling 4-5 with each other pretty much for years and years, haven't you?
Yeah, well, the 2019. I mean, we usually switch our lineup throughout the week, but the 2019 one was the first time that we did it all the way through to Worlds, like to the finals.
Marky, who do you got? Who are your two?
To walk in, pair up, and bowl and win today?
Yep.
I go with the youth. I go with Daly and McGinty.
Okay.
I love them. They always have the puncher's chance, no matter what. How many they're down, it doesn't matter. Both of them can throw a double at any time, faster than many of the other people in the game.
I am going to shock you and not choose myself and someone else. I'm not like
I thought
Calvin.
you were going to say Tim Matero and Gim Dodaro. No, I could have sworn you were going to say that.
Trust me.
Dude, Gim Dodaro sucks.
And
he shows up every once in a while on Thursdays. He's terrible.
I'm still
he's terrible.
I'm still
Tim,
waiting.
don't look at your TV. Whatever you do, don't look at your TV.
Fuck me.
Tim, don't look at your TV.
Too late. I'm looking.
Tim, don't, Tim.
I would take Bob Wickham and Josh Daly right now. Those two guys, put them together, and no one is beating them right now. That's my.
I understand the spirit of the question, but I still think the chemistry of the team is what allows a team to win. The talent level is one thing, but the chemistry that's between the people is whether you win or lose. I'll swear by that.
I get it.
You know what?
That's what I would. Well,
I'll go with a Canadian team. It's not Calvin and Corey. I'm sorry. I would go with Matty Bum and Nate LeBlanc.
That doesn't suck either.
Huh? It's a good question. I mean, it's hypotheticals all day long.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got to look at, is this a 10-string? Is this just a 10-string doubles event? Is this a 5-string qualifier and then it's a knockout? Is this a 5-string qualifier? Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of variables at play, but good question.
I just want to say one thing real quick because I know he's listening. Fuller, I didn't pick you because you and Winchell have already won enough damn money. Let the kids win some, keep them interested. That's why I didn't pick.
And
because I know he's going to listen to this and message me tomorrow.
Of course he is.
In about 2 years, we might find out that answer.
What answer?
Who's the best doubles team in Canada and the States?
Why, are you going to finally come down to an event?
Oh, Ryder Cup.
The Ryder Cup.
That Ryder Cup tournament.
Yeah.
That Ryder Cup. Oh,
so
horse collar on the Patriots.
The last one I have
Matero,
is someone wants to know why we think this remains in the rules, and that is rule number 10, league matches shall take no more than 2 hours to complete. This provides for 10 individuals bowling 3 strings or 30 strings per pair of lanes. That is actually in the rules, in the ICBA rules, and has been for 40 plus years that I know of.
So I guess all the world's matches we bowled since, I don't know, whatever, don't count.
Well, no, that's a little bit different because 2 boxes at a time takes longer than 5 boxes at a time.
No, it doesn't. Not in
I
a
think it
5-man
does.
team setting. Absolutely not.
I think
5-man
I
team
think it
setting.
does.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're looking at 3.5, almost 4 hours.
No.
It's
To
ridiculous.
bowl 5 strings?
To bowl 3-string match,
Yeah.
5 people on a team, 5
Yeah.
boxes at a time.
Yeah.
I used to bowl a Monday night league like that.
That's what our Thursday night league is. We're done in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Really?
What are your leagues there, Marky?
Well, no, not here. All my leagues here are 5 boxes at a time, but I don't have any 5-person teams league here. But
that's all I've ever bowled.
And,
I don't know of anything other.
And to answer to Marky's point, it's true because we just bowled a tournament. We just bowled our doubles tournament, 5 boxes at a time, 7 strings. We were there. We started at 9:30. We didn't leave till 4:30. We bowl Corey's King of the Hill, 7 strings, two partners on there, like 2 teams, and we bowl 2 boxes at a time. We're done like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
No.
4 hours maybe.
No, Calvin. I will argue this till I'm blue in the face. There is no fucking possible way you've got 4 guys on a lane bowling 7 strings, 2 boxes at a time, and you're done in 4 hours. No possible way.
Yeah.
No.
We start at 10 o'clock. Sorry, it might be 4.5 hours. We're done usually about 2:15, 2:30. We're on the road.
That might have been that. Okay, just to bring it back to the original question about the rule itself, that might have something to do with like houses back in the day that had 2-3 leagues in a night, and owners were just trying to speed up the pace of play or something like that, so that we don't get, like what everybody complains about in baseball, how it's such a slow game, and they've tried to speed it up, not letting the hitters back out of the box so much and things like that. I think that's one of those rules that's just there to kind of speed up the pace of play. It's a very obscure, irrelevant rule at this point, I would guess, because even the Friday Pro League matches that we bowl here at Riverwalk, I have the E model machine, so they run faster. We do a Friday night match and a 5-man team 3-string match in 2 hours 45 minutes. But there's other places we bowl at that's 3 hours 20 minutes on the older machines. So even then, it's still, you're talking about over 3 hours.
And that's 2 boxes at a time.
That's 2 boxes at a time.
I just think 5 boxes at a time, you go faster. People get in a rhythm, it goes faster. The only problem we run into, like in league, is we have too many guys that go wander and they go outside and they smoke, and then you got to go outside and get them. And
there's 45 minutes in between your
turns. I know it's
in a 5-box format. It sucks. Doubles,
Calvin.
Singles, 5 boxes, awesome. 5-man teams, nope.
What you got, Calvin?
So the first one, the first one, I know we brought it up last week, and I sent the message to you guys. I don't know if you want to answer this. We can maybe table it, or we can maybe just say it's too hard to do it. But we talked about it last week, the fact that, how you develop your team and how you build it. And I knew it was going to come up. So the question was brought up to me by somebody saying, who is your best 1 bowler, 2 bowler, 3 bowler, 4 bowler, 5 bowler right now? So if you were to build a team based on who you would want in your lineup, based on those positions, he missed it. Based on those positions, so you're talking your first bowler, say like your second anchor. So if you're going to build a team, how would you build it? So who would be your 5 bowlers in your lineup?
First bowler would be Chris Bovair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. God.
I know. So now you're building a team.
Calvin, you're my 4th bowler.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Yep.
I'm my 4th bowler too. So.
Yeah, no, you're my 4th bowler.
Hey, look, Marky's John Cena.
Yeah. He went from
now he's Ric Flair.
He went from goat to goat. You can't see me.
Sorry, I got another sign up for the best 5 out of 7. I had to write it down before I forgot.
5th bowler, my anchor bowler would be, oh boy, John Winchell. That's a tough one because I could also go Matty Bum. God, that's tough. Third bowler would be Josh Daly.
Second, I'm going to go
Second.
Mayer.
I'm going to go Bobby Wett.
I went.
See,
Mayer,
Bobby's
too.
been bowling anchor for them the last couple
Bobby
of
is
years.
not a 2-hole bowler.
I know, but I'm also looking at.
So you're just picking an all-star.
No, it's not
I'm
make
picking-
your best team. It's the best
essentially-
bowler in each
No,
spot.
I'm picking an all-star team. It says what I would do. I would put Bobby at second and say, go bowl.
I don't think that's the spirit of the question, though, Tim.
No, it's not.
But that's how I answered it. So go fuck yourself.
Man,
I feel good about that now. Thank you, Brian, for letting me say that. Thank you for not driving over here and kicking my ass.
no problem. Whose line is it, anyways? Apparently, the rules are made up and the score don't really matter.
Go ahead, Brian.
You go ahead,
you,
bud.
You answer it. You answer it the way you think the spirit of it said.
I agree with Bovair. I want to go with Mayer at 2. 3 is Daly. 4 is Calvin. And 5 is tricky. Probably Bobby Wett.
Give him to Darrow.
He's an
Nobody
asshole.
likes
He
him.
can't bowl for shit. He wears joggers. Stupid.
I did on
Mine-
Thursday night.
Mine would be Nate LeBlanc, Brian Mayer, Sean Baker, myself, and Fuller Jr.
I start with Johnny Boudreau. I'm going to say a guy's name, and you're going to say, are you kidding me? I'm going to watch this. I've been watching this guy for 15 years. He's one of the best 2-hole bowlers I've ever seen on any team. Sean McKinley.
Yeah.
McKinley's in the 2-hole. Daly's in the 3-hole. Winchell's in the 4, and Fuller's in the 5. And I can't put McGinty in the 2-hole because he's not a 2-hole bowler, but that chemistry on that team would be amazing.
I still would keep Bovair first.
Did you already answer this to start?
I did, but I'm
He
just
did.
listening.
He did.
I'm
Now he's
listening.
rebutting.
Yeah,
Now
he's
he's-
listening.
He has a way
I'm
of
listening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And then he's
I am
coming
going
up with
to
his
take.
own ideas.
No, I am going to take what you guys said, Brian. I like your idea. Mayor second. I think that's a solid idea. Third, I forgot who I had third. I don't even remember who I had third at this point.
You had Daly,
Daly.
I think.
Oh, I'd leave Daly there. And then
At the
fourth and
alley.
fifth.
Wouldn't even
I
bowl
think
it.
right now Daly should be
Yeah.
a 3. He should be a 3-hole bowler on a team. He shouldn't be 4th. He shouldn't be 5th. He should be in the 3, throwing his 4 to 420 on Friday nights and letting the setup and the anchor man take care of business. He's too young to be the anchor man to step up and just be the anchor at everything right now.
I kind of like Fuller at anchor now too. I like
Yeah.
that.
I watched
Damn
him
it.
Friday night.
Marky
But I
does.
like
He loves
but I
Fuller at
like
anchor.
but I like Harnett. I like Barber at anchor. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many good bowlers in each position that it's really, really tough to
That's why
nail one down. And
asking for our only number 1 team. That's why some of these questions, they're fun little thought exercises, but in reality,
it's
Right. You can't pick.
no.
There is no definitive answer.
no. All right, Calvin, what else you got? Let's move on.
So the next, the next one was a situation that happened this weekend.
Yes,
Fire
I was
him.
waiting
And
to get to this. Yes.
what?
I was
Fire
waiting
him.
for you to get to this. I was curious. Fire.
Oh, okay. Fire
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, they're fired.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Not a clue.
Tim's just on a power trip tonight.
Wow.
He's just going to rebut everything and fire people.
Yeah. Tim,
Dude, did you take your Metamucil today, Gramps?
Yeah.
I did not. I got to poop.
Yeah, he's gonna.
He's-
Oh,
yeah.
that's your
No
problem.
wonder you got a grumpy.
He needs the P2P app.
Oh, did he
Yeah.
catch that and stay in? Oh, he caught that and stayed in. Oh, what a
Calvin,
catch.
shut your pie hole. How did you catch that?
All right, so what's the next one?
No, I don't think. I don't think he was in. Oh, he did. Oh my God.
Anyway, okay. What's your question?
So the situation happened this weekend. The very last string of the day, there was a team. The first place team didn't need the win. They had already clinched it with two strings to go, and they won their last string or their second last string. They had already clinched it. Last game lost, but there was no sheet.
Wait.
So,
Can you repeat that? I lost you for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, did you lose me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Right before you said something about there was no sheet. What happened? What was the
situation?
Okay,
so it was the first place team and whatever team they didn't matter down the team that won, and they bowled, and they had no sheet, but the first place team lost. It didn't matter because they had already clinched it. So the first place team lost, but there's no sheet to prove that. So, the obvious answer is, because I mean, that's just essentially what the rule, I think there's rules in it or whatever, is that if you know what the scores were, well then just one, or if you know who won and who lost, well then one team wins and one team loses, but neither team gets the pinfall for that string. But how do you do it if that string actually mattered in the tournament?
What happened to the sheet?
It's gone because it was after everything was over.
So they never filled one out?
No, they say they filled one out, but they just lost it. They had no idea where it was. So they lost the sheet of a match. The match didn't have any repercussions, but what if it did?
0 points. You are awarded 0 points, and may God have mercy on your soul. No, seriously.
Or bowl it again. Or bowl it again.
Or you bowl it again.
Matter. It would depend. It would be one of those judgment calls in the middle of a day, but luckily it didn't matter, which is a thing. But if it did matter and they had no sheets, I'd be sportsman enough to just say, hey, you guys go bowl it again.
If it matters and there's a compromise. I mean, if it matters and you won, that's great. You won 1-0, and God hope you don't need the pinfall.
Yeah.
For both teams, you both lost the sheet. So not only did you lose the sheet and lose the string, but now you get no pinfall for that string. And even though you won and you get 2 points, your pinfall is 1. You won 1-0.
Yeah.
That's a pickle of a situation.
That's what they did, is they awarded the win to the team that won because they knew who won, but then neither team was awarded any pinfall.
That's honestly a decent compromise.
So I
don't know what else you do really.
That's both teams getting a penalty for it. So
then the other thing is, think about it in a way of, we're at Worlds, it's the last match of the day, they know what happened, and maybe 1 or 2 of the bowlers in the match were fighting for average.
True.
Now they have a string that doesn't count because they have no sheets, have no scores, they don't have anything.
The devil's advocate in me says you take that up with your captain because it's his responsibility to keep the sheet.
That's 100% correct.
So, but that's the thing. So you can't give them 0, but if them not bowling keeps them in high average, it's not fair to the person who didn't, right? So
you can't give them 0, but
at the same time, fairness can't be what you had a responsibility as a captain to make sure that sheet got in. You can't absolve that responsibility by saying, well, this is fair. I mean, I don't know. That'd be a difficult call to make. I don't think that's ever happened.
No.
Something huge like Worlds or something to that effect.
So that is actually going to be a rule next year. Dave Barber and I were talking about it because there were a couple of instances this past year where people forgot to write a string down. Something for a person.
Which Which I don't get it because we've always had to write down the final score sheets, but I get it with everything that was going on this year, having to check your math against the computer that was wrong against the. I'm not going to hold it against somebody. They forgot one score this year. This year was kind of a shit show.
But they made a comment that if this is like this next year, that will be a zero string.
Yeah,
and whatever the total is. Sorry, you're not going to have the opportunity to go back and fix it.
No, there has to be some measure of personal responsibility taken by the captain to damn well make sure that that's on the sheet and accounted for.
Yeah, choices have consequences.
Then there's the next question. Because we've always gone, this has happened a couple times in tournaments when a score sheet was handed in, the points were written down, the points were correct, but the math was wrong. So if you got no score down.
That's happened a few times on Friday nights in matches. Like everybody's score was written correctly, but it was added up incorrectly. And the math needs to be fixed. If the scores are correct and your math error gave you 2 points and somebody catches that, then the 2 points have to be changed if the other team would have won because of your math error. You can't just add up 5 120s, get 600, but write down 610 and you won 610 to 604. No, it's 600 and you lose those 2 points and they go back.
Right. But that's different. That's an adding error. That's
right. But
different than not. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Well, what I've seen in this instance in a league I bowled in was the math was wrong and the points were off, but all the scores were entered correctly.
Yes.
They just added all the totals up wrong. So what happens is the points changed, or the points stayed the same because both captains signed it. But the totals were adjusted for average throughout the tournament. It was in the tournament. So the points stayed the same.
Something happened to
you went back to Boba Fett.
Oh,
you went back to Star Wars.
It was incredible. I was losing it. I was massaged my ears, like I orgasmed in the ears. It was just incredible.
That's happened many times here as I've been, I keep track of all the league scores and stuff in the computer here. And some people's addings have given them their team 6 points. And then I put it in the computer and they split because somebody added incorrectly and they won a string by 10. I'm sorry, if the strings are correct and the adding mistake was wrong, the strings take precedent. You don't get to keep those points because you added wrong. That gets changed.
This was in a tournament. Both captains signed the sheet. So what they thought was fair was, well, you both agreed to this bad math. So the points stand and we'll just adjust the averages in the score sheets.
Right.
So at least the people.
Interesting. Yeah.
And but I mean, and also the one like Tim, before we all get into a different direction, what you were talking, what I'm saying is, if the total says 600, and there's not a score written in, but there's 4 other 120s. I mean, obviously it was a 120, which gave you the 600, but somebody forgot to write in the score. They just wrote down the total. Like, you could just simply subtract. I don't think you can give them a 0 because.
Sure, you can. They didn't write it in. I'm sorry, but choice, your choices have consequences, and it's.
Oh, Timmy.
No,
come on, now that's logic.
I'm gonna say something. Look, I coached from the Pee Wee level all the way up through the high school level, baseball and basketball, and I always made the comment that your decisions and your choices have consequences, good consequences and bad consequences. You have to be an adult and handle them. Now, granted, no kids, but as in business, I've managed people up to as many as 40 to 50 people at once. And I always said, your decisions have consequences. My decisions have consequences. If I'm the captain of the team and I did not write that number down and I signed it, sorry, in golf, you're disqualified. Mm-hmm. You signed an incorrect scorecard. You're done.
Yes.
You don't finish second. You don't finish.
So
you don't even card.
Finish. Exactly.
Sorry. Double check your fucking work.
But those are things that need to be brought up. Like let's say there's something like this. A league is one thing, things happen. But at a big tournament,
Yeah.
That has to be something that's brought up in a captain's meeting, what the rule is going to be should something go fucky like that.
Yes.
And that's something that's usually not talked about because it's kind of taken for granted a lot of times that Tim just shit his pants, I think. But that's something that needs to be brought up, what the rule is in case that happens. And that's an interesting point, Calvin, because a lot of times that doesn't get brought up in a captain's meeting whatsoever, because it's usually just taken for granted that somebody's not going to write that somebody's going to write all the scores down. That's a captain's responsibility. You shouldn't have to handhold
someone's going to chase to find those scores.
Right.
You're a captain for a reason on a team. You are the final responsibility on the team before that score gets handed in. You need to do those things.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I understand that could come back to bite me in the ass. I do. That statement could come back to bite me in the ass sometime down the road. But I will stand by that as a captain. Now I'm not a captain of a world team, but if I was a captain, my job
get screwed Sunday. Karma's coming.
We might it's fine. Sunday. I'm the captain of the team on Sunday. It is my job to make sure the scores are correct and to make sure they're written down correctly.
Yes, it is.
That's
one of the responsibilities you accept.
I do it, but Tim tells me to do it. So he delegates me to make sure they're right.
Well, no, but it's
I know.
Ultimately it's my I know, but I'm tired of I don't know the word I want to use. People not skating by or just half-assing it or whatever, but just entitled people that just feel that they are entitled to shit with no consequences. Right, wrong, or indifferent. There are good people think consequences is a bad thing. It's not. Brian, speak again.
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah.
It started just a minute ago and then it stopped. There are good consequences from decisions that you make. Maybe you get whatever with work, it's getting the extra sale, it's getting the extra bonus, it's going the extra mile, it's doing whatever because you made a conscious decision and there was consequences for you making that decision. In bowling, there are consequences to every decision you make, whether you play a shot a certain way, whether you do something a certain way, whether you do whatever it is, there's consequences. So yes, there has to be consequences for this. If you don't write it down, I don't care if it's 4 120s and 600 was correct. Well, you didn't write down a 120. Guess what? You only get 480. Should have written it down. Stop relying on the computers to do everything for you. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now, even though I do need to be on it to see certain things.
Tim, got a little spicy there.
But he's not wrong.
Spicy there.
But he's not wrong about any of it. He's not wrong about any of it.
I know. He's not.
Just I'm tired of it. It's
for sure.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired, boss.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
I had this conversation with someone total separate, not with bowling. It was work related. And I'm tired of people using COVID excuses. Well, we're in the middle of a pandemic. No shit. We had been for 2 years. Consequences for your decisions.
Right.
So, anywho, we've kind of went down a real big rabbit hole there. So I thank you.
Timmy, as long as you don't, as long as you don't use that certain phrase, my wife will be happy.
Oh no, that is going to be I'm tagging her in the post, and I'm going to say we went off the mother trucking rails. So next week, folks, next week Amanda Carroll will be joining us. Get us your questions, get us your comments, get everything you need. Send it over to Ripping the Rack Podcast at gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find Big Booty Brian on OnlyFans with his butt plugs. You can find him on
butt
plugs. Again, Ripping the Rack Podcast. Reach out to us. Get your questions to us. Tell us what you want to hear. Give us your questions for Amanda. Brian, where else can they hear us?
Well, Tim, they can hear us on Anchor, Breaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you listen to your podcast mediums.
I was really hoping his headset was going to go into Boba Fett mode.
That's why
that
I
would have been
kept
awesome.
saying things so it would happen, so I could see you all laugh.
That would have been fantastic. Guys, appreciate it. Have a great week, and we will see you next week.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Butt plug.